Recording to start. The recording to start. I know we're waiting for the recording to start. Welcome to the Public Speaking Expert Podcast. My name is Elliot K, and I am your host. And today we are going to talk about this. You are standing on stage, delivering your best thing, and the audience is like, not for everybody, but some people. Not that they're asleep as such, but they look a little bit bored. And today I want to talk a little bit why they look a little bit bored. Why could they possibly look a bit bored? After all, you're an amazing speaker. You're an expert in your field. You know what you're talking about. Why are they looking bored? And there's so many different factors. So I'll try my best to add them all in so you too can go out there and speak your greatness. Now remember, if we can help you in any way, reach out to us. Excuse me. Send us a message on LinkedIn. Send us a message via the website. Just reach out. We can help you with that. But I'm going to have a sip of water now, whether you like it or not. Cheers. Right. So let's talk about why your audience looks bored, shall we? Let's do this. So, some of the reasons your audience looks bored are as follows. It could be that you're overloading them with information. And when there's too much information coming at an audience, then the mind switches off. They get confused. They stop listening. It's like, oh, so much information. If the topic is too complex or you've made it too complex, that too will stop people from listening. So if it's too complicated, there's too many abbreviations, too much industry language that your audience wouldn't understand, they will look bored. They will just simply switch off. Excuse me, I had to cough there, so I paused for a second. So think about are you over delivering information wise, not in value? Are you using language that's alienating? Are you using abbreviations that people can't relate to? Right? The other reason why your audience might be looking bored is because of your tone, right? Maybe you're just talking a bit too slow and a little bit dispassionately. Equally, you don't need to be talking like this the whole time. Oh my God, so passionate about things. Again, they will get bored because it'll be too intense and too loud, right? Your tone. Are you varying it? Are you using your visual part of your tone? Are you using your kinesthetic part of your tone? Are you using your auditory part of your tone? Are you varying it? Are you mixing up the intonation, the pacing? Are you adding in pause? All these things add up, right? Too much information, the tonality will get people to get bored when they see you speak. Is your topic interesting? Right? It's an interesting topic. Is it not? Are you making it interesting? Right? Even if you're talking about data that can be so dull, and I've sat through meetings with data when I work with all kinds of corporate clients, which we still work with. Are you making it too dull? Oh my God, and this statistic provides me with blah, blah, blah. Are you injecting stories in there to spice things up? Are you adding a few jokes in there to liven things up? Are you getting people up off their chairs to stretch, to move, to do this so they don't get bored? What are you doing so they don't get bored? The fact you're on stage doesn't mean anything anymore. There's so much that distracts our minds, right? That, you know what I mean? I could be thinking about so many different things if you're not holding my attention. Tone, content, is it relevant? Is it interesting? Are you talking about something interesting? All these things add up, right? Are you making it too complicated? Are you using abbreviation? Is your language alienating? Another reason why audiences look bored is if you're trying to interject humor in a way that alienates people versus is actually funny. And a lot of speakers try to be funny, but they're really not funny. And actually, what they end up doing is turning the audience off. So, oh my God, another half an hour of this terrible wannabe comedian who's awful at his job. Um, don't do that, right? Just rehearse the jokes, make sure they land, and then integrate them. So, those are some of the reasons why your audience look bored. The other reason is you're not there and you're not energetic and you're not really captivating. You're not using your body in the right way. Maybe you're standing still behind well, I can't think of the name of it. Behind one of the standy things. Why can't I think of the name right now? Anyway, you're just like, hi, let me talk about this. And are you doing slides overkill? Right? Are you doing slides overkill? That's one way to completely bore an audience is to do slide overkill. You should be able to do the talk without the slides. Period. If you want to be influential, if you want to be a business owner, an entrepreneur that's out there being influential, that's impacting communities, audiences, if you want to stand on stage, don't overkill the slides. Too much information. I talked about this at the beginning. You'll switch over. Oh my God. Right? Are your slides an aid? They need to aid the talk, not dominate the talk. So if your slides, there's too much of them, then you're going to bore an audience as well. So I just want to read a little bit some of the different audiences from my book, Speak, Influence, Sell, right? Because there are different types of audiences. And when you know how to speak to them, actually, you'll captivate them a lot more and you'll be a lot more interesting, enticing. You know, the other question I want to ask you, if you want to be really interesting, is do you know what is keeping your audiences up at night? Do you know what is keeping your audiences up at night? That's if you know the answer to that, then you should go and create the content. If not, ask them and go create the content. Know what I'm saying? Right. So in the audience, you have your raving fans, and those are the ones that just love you. They will love you whatever you do. They hang on every word you say. They freaking love you. They're easy to please. Whatever you said, like, oh my God, you're amazing. Yeah, woo. Then you've got the learners, right? And the learners sit there and they've got their notepads out, and they take notes and they're just, oh, yes, brilliant. Oh my God, so good, right? Now, if your content's crap, you're going to switch the learners off and the raving fans will be disappointed. Then you've got the authorities, and those are the people that are there. They want to catch you out. They're like, let's see if this person really knows what they're talking about. And again, unless you can match their level of expectation with your delivery, they'll switch off, right? Then there's the yeah, but person, and they'll sit and go, yeah, but what about this? And yeah, but what about that? Yeah, but what about this? And yeah, what about that? And yeah, what about this? Right? So the yeah but person again is looking to catch you out, not the same as authority. So again, to entice them, you've got to be addressing what potentially is their yeah buts or what's keeping them up at night. So you need to be interesting. Then there's the skeptic, right? And the skeptic will literally sit back and go, "Give me your best stuff." And they'll sit back with their arms folded. They're normally in the back row, like, "Go on then, show me your stuff." And so with the skeptic, again, through really good content, through really good pacing, through really good delivery, through having a really good structure, and by knowing what the skeptic will be thinking or the potential objections, you'll actually win them over. Then there's the jibber jabber, and there's the ones that just want to show up and talk to the person next to them. So, you know, we don't worry too much about the jibber jabber except how to silence them by being very interesting. And then the last one is the dominator. And the dominator are those that like to grab the mic and talk a lot. The dominator. The dominator. Right? The dominator, the best way to do with dominators, A, make sure there's always a limited period they can have the mic for. B, always acknowledge what they're saying. And C, make sure that really you don't give them space to do that. So dominator, again, if you're interesting, enticing, relevant, you've got good tone, good delivery, then you'll actually not have too many dominators because you don't leave a lot of gaps for them to come and exploit when it's question time. So those are some of the audiences to be aware of. And remember, we can help you deliver to these audiences. We can really help you get out there and be influential when you're speaking as a speaker, as an entrepreneur, as a business owner. When you're established and you're adding the wing of speaking to your arms, you need to be aware of this stuff that we're sharing. This stuff today is gold. It's gold, man. Change your whole speaking. You know what I'm saying? So make sure that you really apply what I've just talked about and think about it. You know, are you interesting? Are you what you're talking about is interesting? Are you delivering in an interesting way? How can you be different? Don't do slides overkill. Don't do slides overkill, right? Also, tonality. Are you missing? Are you mixing up? Is what I'm looking for, right? Are you using your body? All these things really matter, okay? So if your audience is looking bored, listen to this podcast again and again, and then you'll know why. If we can help you, reach out on LinkedIn, send us an email, send us a message. We can help you do all of the above. If you need support with, stepping out there, then make sure you do that. And if you want to get a copy of my book, Speak, Influence, Sell, go onto Amazon and buy a copy. All right? Because that's only fair, really, that you buy a copy. And you can read all about these audiences and more. Oh my gosh, and more. Right. Follow us on Instagram, follow us on LinkedIn, send us a message and see how we can help you. Till next time, my friends, have a lovely day, morning, night, or evening, wherever you are in the world. Bye bye.